Right now, without realizing it, you are probably clenching a muscle that is sending a continuous distress signal to your brain. Not your shoulders, not your neck. A muscle so small most doctors never mention it. But neuroscientists now believe it may be the hidden driver behind chronic anxiety, poor sleep, and brain fog in millions of people. Stop what you are doing for 1 second. Let your jaw relax completely. Let your back teeth separate. Let your tongue drop away from the roof of your mouth. Did you feel that? That small release you just felt is not nothing. For many people, that is the first time their jaw has been truly relaxed in hours. Some people go entire days without that release ever happening on its own. Now here is what should concern you. That constant tension you were holding, without knowing it, was not just sitting in your face doing nothing. It was sending signals, stress signals, directly to your brain. Every second it was held tight, your nervous system was receiving one message on repeat. Danger is near. Stay alert. Do not rest. And your brain believed it. This is not a video about dental health. This is not a video about jaw pain or TMJ disorder, though what we cover today will help with both of those things. This is a video about your nervous system, about why so many people feel anxious without a clear reason, about why sleep feels just out of reach even when you are exhausted, about why your mind races at night even when your day was completely ordinary. And it all traces back to one small, overlooked group of muscles sitting right here in your jaw. By the end of this video, you are going to understand something about your own body that most people, including most doctors, have never connected. You are going to learn the exact science of how your jaw muscles communicate with your brain. You are going to understand why this connection was built into human biology and what happens when it gets stuck in the wrong position. And you are going to have a simple, free, practical protocol you can start using today. No equipment needed, no expensive treatments, no prescriptions, just knowledge and a few minutes each day. Stay with me because what I am about to show you genuinely changes how you understand your own anxiety. Let me ask you something. Have you ever woken up in the morning with a headache that you could not explain? Have you ever noticed a tension behind your eyes or in your temples that just sits there all day? Do you grind your teeth at night, or has a dentist ever told you that you do? Do you feel like no matter how much sleep you get, you still wake up tired? Most people chalk these things up to stress, and they are right in a way, but they are only half right, because the stress is not just causing the jaw tension. The jaw tension is also causing the stress. It runs in both directions. And until you understand that, you are only ever treating half the problem. Here is what is actually happening. Your jaw is controlled by a group of muscles called the Masseter muscles. They sit on either side of your face, right here at the angle of your jaw. They are among the strongest muscles in your entire body, relative to their size. The Masseter can generate over 200 pounds of force. That is more force per square inch than almost any other muscle you have. These muscles were designed by evolution to clench, hard, fast. When you were under physical threat thousands of years ago, clenching your jaw was part of the survival response. Your body braced for impact. Your teeth locked together. Your neck stiffened. Your whole upper body became a shield. That response is still in you. Every single one of us carries it. The problem is that the triggers have changed, but the response has not. A stressful email, a difficult conversation, financial worry, traffic, noise, a busy schedule. Your brain treats all of these as threats. And when your brain perceives a threat, your jaw begins to clench. Not because you decided to clench it, because your nervous system told it to. And then it stays clenched, even after the email is dealt with, even after the conversation ends, even after you get home and try to relax. The jaw stays tight because the nervous system never fully received the signal that the danger is gone. Now here is where it gets important. Your nervous system does not only send signals down to your body, it also reads signals coming back up from your body. And this is the part nobody talks about. When your jaw is tight, your body is constantly reporting upward to your brain, The threat is still here. We are still in danger. The jaw is like a feedback signal, and your brain, receiving that signal continuously, stays in alert mode, keeps cortisol elevated, keeps your sleep shallow, keeps your mind scanning for problems, keeps your baseline anxiety high. You are not anxious because something is wrong with your mind. In many cases, you are anxious because your jaw has been telling your brain to be anxious all day long, and you never knew to question it. Let me get specific about the biology here because this is where it gets genuinely fascinating. Your jaw muscles are innervated primarily by the trigeminal nerve. If you have ever heard of the vagus nerve, you know how important a single nerve can be for regulating your body's stress response. The trigeminal nerve is similar in reach and importance. It is the largest and most complex cranial nerve in your entire skull. It splits into 3 branches that cover your entire face, your jaw, your temples, your sinuses, and large portions of your scalp. But here's the part that directly connects to anxiety. The trigeminal nerve does not just carry sensation, it has a direct line to your brainstem. And your brainstem is the part of your brain that controls your fight or flight response, your heart rate, your breathing patterns, and your ability to shift into a calm, restful state. When your masseter muscles are chronically tight, they create continuous tension along the trigeminal nerve. That nerve carries the tension signal directly up to the brainstem, and the brainstem interprets ongoing tension in the jaw as a signal of ongoing stress. So it maintains a stress state. A 2021 study published in the journal Frontiers in Neuroscience found a statistically significant relationship between jaw muscle tension, specifically in the masseter, and elevated markers of sympathetic nervous system activity. In plain language, tight jaw, higher stress response. And this held true even when the participants reported that they did not feel emotionally stressed. Their bodies were stressed even when their minds thought they were fine. There is also a direct anatomical relationship between the jaw and a small bone sitting at the base of your skull called the hyoid. The hyoid bone is the only bone in your body that does not connect to any other bone. It floats. It is held in place entirely by muscles, including muscles that connect down to your jaw. When your jaw tightens, the hyoid shifts. When the hyoid shifts, it affects the muscles running down into your neck and throat. Those muscles wrap around the vagus nerve. You remember the vagus nerve, the master regulator of your parasympathetic nervous system, the nerve responsible for pulling your body out of stress mode and into rest and recovery mode. Jaw tension through the hyoid physically compresses and disrupts the function of the vagus nerve in your neck. This is why jaw tension creates such a broad cascade of symptoms. It is not targeting one system. It is disrupting the master control nerve for your entire relaxation response. Let me also mention the nervous system concept called proprioception. Your brain constantly receives information from muscles and joints about where your body is in space and what state it is in. Your jaw muscles, because of their density and because of their direct connection to the trigeminal nerve, are extremely rich in proprioceptive receptors. What this means is that the position and tension state of your jaw carries enormous weight in your brain's overall assessment of whether you are safe or not. Researchers studying this have started referring to the jaw as a kind of barometer for the nervous system. When it is loose and open, the brain reads safety. When it is locked and braced, the brain reads threat. Your jaw is not just reacting to your stress, it is actively informing your stress level, every moment of every day. I want to go through some specific ways this shows up in people's lives because I think many of you are going to recognize yourselves there in ways you did not expect. The first group is people who describe themselves as overthinkers. If your mind tends to loop on problems, replay conversations, or resist shutting off at night, there is a strong chance your jaw is part of the cycle. The mental activity keeps the jaw tight. The tight jaw keeps signaling danger to the brain. The brain keeps thinking to find a solution to the danger. Around and around it goes. The overthinking and the jaw tension are feeding each other, and nobody ever pointed to the jaw as part of the problem. The second group is people who feel tired but wired. You are exhausted. You want to sleep. But the moment you lie down, something in your body refuses to settle. You feel kind of low-level alertness that will not switch off.
This is classic sympathetic nervous system activation. And a clenched jaw at rest, which many people maintain even while lying in bed, is a direct input into that activation. The third group is people with chronic low-grade headaches, especially tension headaches that run across the forehead or behind the eyes. The masseter muscles, when chronically overworked, refer pain in very specific patterns. One of the most common is across the forehead and into the temples. If you have headaches that doctors have not been able to explain or that do not respond well to standard treatment, jaw tension is often the missing piece. The fourth group is people who wake up tired even after a full night of sleep. If your jaw is clenching during the night, which is extremely common and often happens without the person producing any sound or obvious grinding, your body is working hard while you sleep. Your masseter muscles are contracting. Your brainstem is being activated. Your nervous system never fully drops into the deep, restorative sleep stages because it keeps getting pulled back toward alertness. The fifth group is people experiencing what they call brain fog. A consistent finding in research on chronic pain and musculoskeletal tension is that ongoing tension input to the brainstem affects cognitive function. Concentration, working memory, and mental clarity all take a hit when the brain is spending a significant portion of its resources managing persistent tension signals coming up through the trigeminal pathway. If you recognized yourself in even 2 or 3 of those, keep watching. Because what I am about to give you is one of the most direct interventions for these symptoms that exists, and it is completely free. Before we get to the solution, I want to explain why this problem persists in so many people for so long without being addressed. Because if this is real and the science is clear that it is, why are doctors not talking about it? The answer is specialization. Modern medicine is divided into specialists. Your primary care doctor looks at overall health. A neurologist looks at your brain and nerves. A dentist looks at your teeth. An ear, nose, and throat doctor looks at your throat and sinuses. A psychologist looks at your mental health. Nobody in that system is specifically assigned to look at the relationship between your jaw muscles, your trigeminal nerve, your hyoid bone, your vagus nerve, and your baseline anxiety level. That connection falls between the cracks of every specialty. So a patient with chronic anxiety goes to their doctor and gets a referral for therapy or possibly medication. A patient with tension headaches gets told to take ibuprofen and reduce stress. A patient with poor sleep gets a sleep study or a recommendation to improve sleep hygiene. A patient with brain fog gets blood work that comes back normal. Nobody is looking at the jaw. There are specialists who do look at this. Orofacial pain specialists, some physical therapists, some craniosacral practitioners. But they are not the first stop on anyone's healthcare journey, and most people never get referred to them at all. What makes this particularly tricky is that the jaw tension often has no obvious symptoms on its own. Many people who clench chronically do not experience jaw pain. They do not have clicking or popping in their jaw joint. They do not know they grind at night because their partner does not hear it. The tension is silent, invisible, and entirely below the level of conscious awareness, which is exactly what makes it so effective at flying under the radar for years or even decades while it quietly keeps the nervous system elevated. Now let me give you the practical protocol. This is what you actually came here for. I am going to walk you through a layered approach. There is a quick version that takes about 2 minutes and a more complete version that takes about 10 minutes. I recommend starting with the quick version a few times first to get familiar with it, then building up to the complete protocol. Before I walk you through the steps, I want to set an expectation. The first time you do this, you are likely going to be surprised by how much tension you are holding without knowing it. That surprise is important information. It tells you how long your nervous system has been operating with this extra load running in the background. Step 1. Find your baseline. Sit in a comfortable position. Let your hands rest in your lap. Take one slow breath in through your nose and let it out through your mouth without forcing it. Now pay attention to your jaw. Are your back teeth touching? Is your tongue pressed against the roof of your mouth? Is there any sensation of tightness or holding across your temples or behind your ears? Just notice. Do not try to change anything yet. Just observe what is actually happening in your jaw right now. Most people, when they do this honestly for the first time, realize their back teeth have been touching or very nearly touching for most of the day, without them realizing it. The correct resting position for your jaw is teeth slightly apart, lips lightly closed, tongue resting gently on the floor of the mouth, not pressed to the roof. That is the anatomically neutral position. That is the position your jaw is supposed to be in when you are at rest. If that is not what you found, that is important data. Step 2. The jaw drop and hold. Open your mouth slightly. Not wide, just enough that your back teeth separate by about the width of your finger. Let the weight of your jaw pull it down naturally rather than actively pushing it open. Now let it stay there for a full 30 seconds. This sounds almost too simple, but here is what is happening. The moment your jaw drops to this neutral position, the proprioceptive signal going up through the trigeminal nerve to your brainstem changes. The message shifts. Instead of reporting high tension and bracing, the jaw is now reporting an open, relaxed position. The brainstem begins to read this as a safety signal. Many people feel a wave of relaxation in their shoulders and neck within the first 15 seconds of this position. That is not in your imagination. That is the nervous system responding to the changed input from the jaw. Hold for 30 seconds, then gently close your mouth, keeping your back teeth just slightly apart. Step 3. The Masseter release. Place the tips of 2 or 3 fingers on the muscle that bulges at the angle of your jaw when you clench. You can find it by biting down gently. You will feel it harden under your fingers. That is your masseter. Now let your jaw completely relax and apply very gentle circular pressure on this muscle. Not deep pressure, not painful pressure. Just light, slow circles about the size of a coin. You are not trying to dig into the muscle. You are communicating with it through gentle input. Do this for 30 to 45 seconds on each side. What you are doing is activating mechanoreceptors in the masseter. These receptors, when stimulated gently, send a signal up the trigeminal nerve that tells the muscle it is safe to release. It is similar to how a shoulder massage helps your entire upper body relax. But because of the trigeminal nerve's direct connection to the brainstem, the effect on your overall nervous system state is more immediate and more powerful than almost any other location on your body you could touch. Step 4. The tongue position reset. Your tongue position matters more than most people realize. When you are anxious or in a stress state, the tongue tends to press upward and forward against the roof of your mouth or your front teeth. This is part of the bracing pattern. The neutral tongue position is resting the front third of your tongue lightly against the front roof of your mouth, just behind your top front teeth. The body of the tongue should not be pressed hard. It should feel almost like it is floating. Consciously, moving your tongue to this position, without clenching your jaw to hold it there, gives the brainstem another piece of safety information. The tongue in neutral means ease. The tongue pressed hard and braced means tension. Hold your tongue in this position while breathing slowly for about 30 seconds. Step 5. The yawn trigger. A real yawn is one of the most powerful natural jaw releases your body produces. It stretches the masseter fully, stimulates the vagus nerve through the throat muscles involved in yawning, and triggers a wave of parasympathetic activation. You cannot always produce a real yawn on command, but you can get close. Open your mouth as wide as is comfortable. Take a slow breath in through that open mouth, and let your throat and soft palate relax as you do. Tilt your head back very slightly. For many people, this triggers a genuine yawn within the first or second attempt. If a real yawn comes, let it complete fully. Let the sound out. Let the stretch happen completely without cutting it short. That full yawn, sound and all, is your nervous system performing a self-reset. Do not suppress it. Try 2 or 3 times. Even if you do not produce a full yawn, the motion itself stretches the masseter and the muscles around your jaw joint and sends a relaxation signal through the trigeminal pathway. Step 6. The sigh breath. This step combines what you have done with your jaw with a specific breathing pattern that reinforces the parasympathetic shift. With your jaw in its relaxed, slightly open position, take a breath in through your nose for 4 counts. Then let the exhale out through your mouth as a slow, audible sigh for 6 to 8 counts. The extended exhale is what matters most here. When you exhale longer than you inhale, you activate the parasympathetic branch of the nervous system through the respiratory pathway. Your heart rate slows. Cortisol begins to drop. The brainstem receives another safety signal, this time from the breathing pattern rather than the jaw position. Do 4 cycles of this breath. 4 counts in through the nose, 6 to 8 counts out through the mouth as a sigh. By the end of those 4 cycles, if you have followed the previous steps, you should notice a measurable shift in how you feel. Shoulders lower, eyes less tight. A sense of heaviness or warmth in your hands or feet as circulation shifts. Some people feel a mild tingling across their scalp as tension releases from the muscles across the top of the skull that also connect to the masseter and the trigeminal nerve. That shift is real. That is your parasympathetic nervous system coming online. That is your brainstem receiving enough safety signals from enough different inputs that it is beginning to downgrade the threat level, building the complete 10-minute practice. If you want the full version, simply extend each of these steps. Spend 2 minutes on the Masseter release instead of 30 seconds. Do 10 cycles of the sigh breath instead of 4. Add a gentle neck roll at the end, letting the weight of your head stretch the muscles connecting your jaw and hyoid to your neck and shoulder. Done consistently once a day, this practice creates lasting changes in your baseline jaw tension and in your overall nervous system tone. You are not just releasing tension in the moment. You are gradually teaching your nervous system that the jaw does not need to be braced by the default. You are resetting the proprioceptive baseline. Over time, the jaw begins to spend more time in neutral on its own, which means less tension signal going to the brainstem, which means lower baseline anxiety, better sleep, clearer thinking. Let me give you a realistic picture of the timeline. In the first few days, the most obvious effect will be during the practice itself. You will notice the tension, do the steps, and feel a shift. That shift will likely fade within an hour or 2 as your muscles return to their habitual pattern. That is completely normal. You are dealing with a pattern that has been set for a long time. It does not rewrite itself in one session. In the first week or 2, you will start to notice moments throughout the day where you spontaneously catch yourself clenching. This awareness is the first real change. You cannot release tension you cannot feel. The protocol trains your attention as much as it trains your muscles. Around weeks 2 and 3, many people report that their morning headaches become less frequent or less severe. Sleep often begins to improve around this point as well, not dramatically but noticeably. Falling asleep may feel slightly easier. Waking in the night may become less frequent. By weeks 4 through 6, people often describe a shift in baseline, a sense of being slightly less reactive to everyday stressors. The things that used to spike their anxiety still happen, but the spike is smaller and the recovery is faster. This is the measurable sign that vagal tone is improving and that the brainstem is no longer running at a constant elevated alert level. The 2 to 3 month mark is where the most significant changes tend to consolidate. The jaw begins to rest in a more neutral position throughout the day without conscious effort. Sleep becomes noticeably more restorative. The connection between jaw tension and anxiety that once ran automatically below awareness is now something the person can feel and interrupt in real time. None of this requires perfect consistency. Missing days happens, life happens. What matters is returning to the practice rather than abandoning it. Even 3 to 4 sessions per week produce meaningful changes over time. There are specific moments in your day where jaw tension tends to peak. Knowing these moments in advance lets you use mini versions of this protocol right when they matter most. During screen time, your jaw almost certainly tightens. The concentration, the blue light, the physical stillness while your mind is active. Set a reminder to do a 30-second jaw drop and Masseter check every time you sit down at a screen. During stressful conversations, especially difficult ones at work or at home, your jaw will brace. You will notice this less in the middle of the conversation and more right after it ends. That is the best moment for the sigh breath. 4 counts in, 6 to 8 out. Do 3 cycles before moving on to the next task. At night, before sleep, The complete 5-step protocol becomes a wind-down ritual. Do it in bed, in the dark, with your phone away. The combination of jaw release and slow breathing is one of the most effective natural sleep onset tools available, and it costs nothing. Driving is another high clenching environment. Many people brace their jaw in traffic without any awareness that they are doing so. Catching this and doing a simple jaw drop while driving. Nothing that requires your hands, just letting the jaw relax and the teeth separate, can measurably change how you feel by the time you arrive at your destination. I want to end with something that I think matters beyond just the jaw. One of the reasons this problem is so widespread and so overlooked is that we have been taught to think of anxiety, poor sleep, and low energy as mental problems. Problems that live in our thoughts, our emotions, our history, our habits of mind. And those things matter. They absolutely matter. But the body is not a passive container for the mind. The body actively shapes the mind. The signals your muscles send to your brain, the position your joints rest in, the tension held in your face and throat and chest. All of that is information your brain is reading and responding to every second, without your permission and without your awareness. When you address the jaw, you are not bypassing the emotional work. You are clearing a constant low-level static that was making everything harder. Therapy works better when the nervous system is not constantly on alert. Meditation works better when the brainstem is not receiving a bracing signal from the jaw. Sleep hygiene works better when the body is not spending all night clenching. This is one piece, but it is a piece that touches almost everything. Your nervous system is not broken. It is doing exactly what it was designed to do. It received signals that said danger, and it responded with tension. The only problem is that the signals never stopped coming. And until now, nobody showed you where the main source of those signals was hiding. Now you know. And knowing is where everything starts. Drop your jaw right now. Let your back teeth separate. Let your tongue float. Take one long, slow breath out. That feeling right there is available to you anytime. You do not need anything to access it. You do not need to buy anything, download anything, or wait for an appointment. You just need to remember to check in with the muscle that has been running quietly in the background of your stress this whole time. If this video gave you something useful, share it with someone who needs it. Someone who always seems tense. Someone who cannot sleep. Someone who describes themselves as an anxious person and has never been able to figure out why. Because in many cases, the answer is right there in their jaw. Subscribe if you want more content like this. I go deep into the neuroscience of how your body creates and resolves stress, and every video gives you something concrete to actually use. I will see you in the next one.